Hey, Mater. Are you blocked? Billy, what's going on, buddy? Boy, you're having some time out here, aren't you? Are you still in the States? I got to finish watching some of your videos. Looks like you're having a blast, though. Oh, you're home already. Okay. I got you. Yeah, I think you just kicked out your Hoover Dam one. I haven't watched it yet. Oh, don't worry, Taco. If you were blocked, you'd know it. uh, I think I have it resolved. I had to do a little bit of digging. That's why I kind of wanted to do a little test tonight to see if those that were blocked are no longer blocked. I don't know what's going on, but I think I had a turd bag for a moderator. Somebody did something they shouldn't have been doing. Little do they know that it shows what they do. Someone is mad at me for winning and him not being there. Yeah, you shouldn't be, Chaz. I found a list, and I don't know how. Well, I know how, but a lot of people got hidden, and it wasn't my doing. So I cleared the list. So everyone should be good now. What's going on, Robert? Holvino. Did I butt fuck? No, I think you're fine. I checked you out. You didn't do nothing you weren't supposed to do. Somebody did though, and I'm not naming any names. They know who they are. uh, yes, Billy, you got the trophy too. Right on, brother. Well, you made somebody's list because it wasn't my doing, that's for sure. I'm not naming names, but well, I'm all about free speech, but keep it to your damn self. There's a time and a place for everything, right, Taco? Time and a place. Yeah, it's just I wanted to do a short test tonight to make sure that those that couldn't get through. Because, dude, Mater, my garage is a mess. I got like 75 billion things going on at once. I still haven't finished this thing yet. I got lazy the rest of last weekend, and during the week, I'm just after working 9-10 hour days, I'm done. I don't have it in me to come out here and do anything major. I just want to sit on my duff. Yeah, you should take a nap. I go home from work, have a snack, and take a nap. And by then, it's dinner time, then it's bedtime. Rough life, you know. But no, it'll get better. Yes, the Eastern Ferd. I had a guy come over tonight. I bought a fender from him for a 56 Fairlane. He's got one, and he needed some parts, so he came over. And his old feller, and he, oh, thanks, Billy. Holy crap, man! You're my first donator. Right on. Thank you, sir. You didn't have to do that, though, man. You really didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. That's awesome. I'll get it back to you. uh, anyways, I had old boy over, and boy, he was like a kid in a candy store. I mean, his eyes lit up. He goes, "Man, you got a lot of cool stuff out here." And he goes, he's looking at me. He goes, "You think you're gonna get all this stuff done?" I says, "Well, probably not, but it's fun to have until I'm dead." I don't know. We had a good time. He was here for about an hour and a half. All right, Mater. Well, I'll be here for a little bit. I ain't going anywhere just yet. But I like you. I like you old guys, man. They're fun. They're fun to have over. And he needed a seat for his car, and I had this 4-door out here that I'm not gonna do anything with it. So I sold him the seat out of it for the price I paid for his fender. So I got my money back. Good trade, good fun. And, I made another friend and maybe another customer down the road. So I told him, I said, you need anything else for your car? You know where to come. Good chance I might have it. So it was cool. I like doing that kind of stuff. And believe me, both purchases weren't expensive either. But it doesn't matter. I wasn't going to use that seat. It was probably going to be in my way. So he did me a favor as far as I'm concerned. But I thought it was pretty cool. So I don't know. And I met a new guy. And there's another guy running around with an old 50s Ford that I never met before. So it's cool. Car world's fun. Now, hopefully, everyone else that was blocked is unblocked. Now that I found where it was at. Let me see. This weird dot up here. I wonder what it means. Oh, no, nothing. Okay. So what is up to? Well, we're finally seeing a little bit of dry weather. It was miserable, cold, snowy, icy. The North's version of hell. It's no fun when it's wintry. This has been a beautiful week, and today was gorgeous. It was 65 and dry. I mean, I couldn't ask for a nicer day today. So I'm just outside. I actually went out and was cleaning off all my junk, and blowing all the stupid fir needles at everything and opening the hood up and cleaning out everything underneath the hood, cleaning the engine bays and stuff out because those needles get into everything. So instead of working on this like I've been supposed to, I was doing that. But at the same time, the guy that stopped by, he wanted to see a lot of the stuff. So we shot the bull and talked about it. And this, I'm trying to finish up this weekend, I hope. Yep. Yeah, I'm loving this weather, Taco. Right now is beautiful. Oh, yeah. See, Chaz, 64. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I'm going to take it, though. I ain't complaining because last year it was pissing down rain sideways and 40 to 50 degrees. Yeah. I love this weather. This weather's awesome. Perfect to work in. Perfect to lay out and do nothing in, too. Yeah, thanks, Billy. I know it's been a while since I've been live. I've just been super busy. And I even catching people's videos and lives has been tough just because I've been trying to get caught up with things. This I got to get done for my daughter. Everything else will come after that as I get it. And I got a little bit more stuff at my mom's to do. I have to switch her car in the back shop at my mom's with a truck my dad left in the front garage, which is the orange one. If you guys ever seen that short that I made, I got to make that truck run and drive till I can get it swapped with the Fairlane so my mom can drive it. This probably would have been a great weekend for her to take it out, but the drive between the fence and the house is real narrow. I don't know. I mean, she wants to try it. That's up to her, but I don't. I'd rather do it myself and put it in the front garage for her. Did the local blue balls wrap? Oh, is that insinuating it's usually supposed to be cold, Chaz? Well, for you guys out there, it's usually is a little bit longer winter. I'm right on, like we have the Cascade Range in Washington State, and I'm on the coast side of the Cascade Range. So while we're in the 50s and 60s, like full size Ford here on YouTube, he's in Spokane. They're getting snow. I think he's probably in the 50s today, but their winter is usually a little longer than ours because the Cascade Range holds a lot warmer ocean air, and we usually end up having a little bit milder winter. You go over the mountains and it's just freezing misery. But on my side of the mountain range, it's usually pretty mild, and we usually warm up a little bit more. 59 today. Oh, yeah. Whereabouts are you in Cali, Vino? 59 would be like, almost seems like the San Diego area. That's where my parents were. My parents were both stationed down there technically that's where I'm from. That's where I was born, but they had me and skedaddled. We came up here like a year later. Oh yeah, see. Oh, Central Coast. I didn't even see that. Jeez. An hour north of Santa. Oh, okay. Yep. Usually in the 30s. Yeah, I kind of figured that. Yeah. But then again, once you get out of the winter disaster, it's usually pretty country out that way, and you get more. We've been getting hot here lately, and I don't know why. uh, thanks, Billy. I appreciate it, buddy. Uh, hey, Tony. Yeah, it's still on the lift. I haven't quite got it done yet. Obviously, you're commenting now, so what I did worked. I don't know. I don't know how I didn't catch that before. It might have been. It might have been like that for a while. So what I did is if you go into your community page area, under where your moderators and things would be. I did it on my desktop. I'm sure you could do it on your phone. Hey, Morris, see, you got in here this time, buddy. I figured it out. It was called hiding, Tony. You can there's a whole thing of people's names. I mean, we're talking, good God, there must have been 60 or 80 people stuck in there in my thing that was all hidden. And usually the only people who can do that is a moderator. So I had apparently a dirty moderator or two, and I went down my list and 86 some, kept a few others, and that's that. And I'm here to tell you that I can see what the moderators do. It tells me everything they do. So that's how that got decided. I didn't do any muting. Nobody's been muted on this thing. Why would I? Haters or viewers too, man. Like I said, I think I had I know I had a bad moderator. So moderator, go bye-bye. So listen to anyone else. Be careful who you make a moderator. But the good thing is you can see what they do. So you do know who's guilty and who's not. You worked at Vandenberg. Right on, man. It used to be it was Air Force. Probably still is an Air Force base. My ass is bigger than yours, Tony. Trust me on that one. And it's only growing. Well, I hope everybody is able to get on here now. So I didn't realize I had this problem. Now that I know where to look and where it's at, which I think 615 pointed that out, we got her dialed. So what's going on, 2X? Jeff, how you doing, buddy? I know it's been a little while. I've been a busy beaver, man, I'm telling you. You ain't blocked. Be quiet, 615. You're good, dude. But I think everyone else is good too now. I think I got her solved. Naval Air Station Lemoore. Oh, I didn't know where that one was. I don't think I've heard of that one. My mom might know that one. She was the one in the Navy. Taco, you leave 615 alone. I got a good crowd in tonight. See, I didn't even announce I was going to do this either. I just kind of turned the thing on and go for it. I really wasn't planning on, making just a little short deal. I want to make sure that everyone's able to comment and everything now. So it looks like it's working, which is perfect. It's what I wanted. I got to get to work on this thing. I'm not getting nothing done screwing around on here. But I think everyone else is good too now. I think I got her solved. You ain't blocked. Be quiet, 615. You're good, dude. My ass is bigger than yours, Tony. Trust me on that one. Mater, what's up, buddy? You're back. Hey, Bill. I like I said, I never I was unknown, unbeknownst to me, how this happened. I mean, I know who done it, but it's fixed. You just got to be careful who you let be moderators. That's all I can tell you. You were never blocked? Okay, well, that's good. I know if, there was a whole bunch of people. I mean, a whole bunch. And once I found it, which I think 615 was telling me whereabouts it was, I went on my desktop and found it and went, okay, that makes sense. So we're going to roll with it the way it is for now. See what happens. The blue engine behind me. Oh no, that's a 318. Chrysler 318. That's what that is. It's got a pretty big bump stick in it. It sounds pretty healthy. It's got a chop. That's intended to go in the green 74 Duster. The one in the one in the Duster is a 318 with 360J heads on it, and it's tired. It's really tired. I think the engine in the Duster uses more oil than fuel. It's that bad. The compression couldn't get any lower than well, it's a 318 with 360 heads on it, which is already a compression drop. And I think the rings are just done for in it anyway, so it couldn't get any worse. The thing barely runs. Yeah, Bryce and I talked about it, Taco. I ain't name dropping. They know who they are. It's just sometimes there's a turd in the punch bowl. Fish it out, strain it, drink it. I do. Pour some more alcohol in it. All I know is I think we're back to normal, which is good. And I'll probably do a few more live. It's just hard for me because I'm usually right now is work mode. Later at night, I'm more chilled out, and then on the West Coast, half the country's asleep. So it kind of sucks. If I drink beer, I'm going to screw this timing belt job up. I'm really going to be a world of hurt. After the timing belt, we can do that. I want to make sure I get that right. Otherwise, it gets really expensive really fast. Freaking Billy. Man, would you stop it? Thanks, bud. Super appreciate it, man. Billy's a good guy. If you ain't watching Billy or seeing some of his skits, you got to check him out. He's hilarious. Guy loves his Bud Light. I mean, or Bud. Is it Bud or Bud Light? I think either one of them work. Hey, what's up, Fox? Glad to have you sneaking on from work. How's work going? I'm off of work, so I don't want to work. Yeah, I'm more Bud Light too if I had the choice. Actually, uh, Miller's more my thing, but I don't. Bud's just like drinking mud water. I can't do it. Billy, if Bud's yours, man, I give it to you because yeah, it's got a taste of itself. That's for sure. Bud Light, I can do Bud Light. Oh, it's almost like piss water, but yeah, exactly. Gives you a headache. I don't know why that is. It's weird. And you're not the only person that said that too, because it happened to me and a bunch of other guys that said the same thing. Oh, right on. Well, it makes for a long night though, Fox. That's usually I like to stay busy just to get through the shift, but man, if it's especially if you're on nights, it kind of makes for a slow night sometimes or a long night. Stop at 24. uh, secret plan to bypass and oh, okay. So are they still testing your rigs out there? Because ours is on a rotating or no, we don't longer test, that's right. But up until the time they pulled the test, we were on a rotating 20. So every vehicle, basically 20 years and older, as the years clicked by, another one fell off the chart. So the 92 Bronco that my dad picked up, that fell off the chart a long time ago. Now we don't do any smog testing at all, which surprises me. That's two nickels the friggin' Washington state government is missing out on for no reason. I'm surprised you guys are still testing on rigs that old. uh, hey, Banquet's good. I used to drink Banquet. I could do Coors Banquet. Oh, okay. See, that was the way it was in Washington, Fox. King County and the surrounding counties up around Seattle, and then Clark, where I'm at, because we're considered a population, a larger population zone. We had to test, but the county north of us, county east of us, and both counties west of us, they didn't have to test. So some guys just got a mailbox in one of those counties to get around that mess. But they finally got rid of testing here in Clark. Basically, all the rigs, the way the computer systems and stuff are now, they stay tuned, or they don't run. So they pretty much determined the test station's almost a waste of time. Thank goodness, because I was getting tired of dealing with it. So now my O3, I don't have to test. It's well, nobody does. Nobody tests anymore. But I think the 92's been exempt for quite a while. Guinness, huh? Oh, high class. Guinness is every Friday night. Wow, I didn't realize there are certain brands for certain days of the week. I'm behind. So, Bill, what do you got planned for the year other than the surgeries? It's going to make it a little bit crazy. You got to get a little bit more work done on your roadster you're putting together. I know that's a big project, man. It's not an overnight thing, that's for sure. I was getting a little excited watching you put her together. That'll be a fun one. Oh, okay. I don't drink beer often. Oh, dude, root beer, Bill, root beer. Mm-mm-mm. That's my only soft drink I drink. I don't really care for Dr Pepper or any of them other, even Coke or Pepsi. No, root beer is my drink. I love that stuff. It's great. Of the root beers, Bill, which one? I'm an A&W guy. Mug maybe. A&W, that's my fave. Temp gauge not working. Oh, so the gauge itself is bad. Oh, okay, well that doesn't surprise me. The sending unit was working okay because I think on those trucks, Fox, there should be two different sensors, one for the computer, one for the gauge. I think, if I remember right. Now, which one it is, I don't. Which one in their location, I'd have to look it up. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it, brother. PB Army. Oh, Pabst Blue Ribbon. Ah, I used to drink that. Used to drink that stuff like freaking faucet water. Yes, when I lived down in New Mexico. I don't know why. For whatever reason, down there it tasted better. Up here, I just switched brands. A&W #1. You're right, brother. You're right there. Oh yeah. See, now it takes time putting those assembly fixtures together, so I can understand that. I want to build a frame table, a frame jig. A couple of different reasons. A couple. Well, my C cab Roadster, I really want to put the frame into a jig because I have a feeling it's twisted, and I want to make sure that it's straight, flat, and right. And then I have a '48 Ford Coupe that I want to pull the body off of and jig the frame up because it is twisted, and I want to get it straightened back out and put a proper X back in it. So I will be eventually building a frame table. I don't know exactly when. Just throw that in line with everything else. Ooh, Henry Weinhardt. That's the high end root beer. That's the high end stuff, and yes, it is good. But I need something a little cheaper than that because I'll go broke drinking that stuff. It is definitely good though. That Henry Weinhardt's I will reserve for special root beer floats. I'll buy a 6-pack of that stuff. But I agree. But of the aluminum can variety, A&W is hard to beat. Abita? Really? I would have to try to find some of that stuff and try it, Jeff. I haven't heard of that before. I'm up for anything, man. I've never really had a bad root beer, just definitely different flavors. Having fun working on your mom's car. No spark. What's her car? Oh, okay, Fox. I gotcha. Well, I mean, obviously, watching your video, you know how to take that all apart. They're not hard. Um, I got an extra set out of a wrecking yard for that 92 just in case. It's just a lot of work taking that poor dash in and out. That's the bummer part about it. Also, I bought a clear lens for the Broncos gauge set. I paid like $7 for it, brand new off of eBay, and it works perfect. It was either seven or maybe it was $7 and $12 shipping or whatever. But mine was so sun burned up and fogged and whatever. It made it night and day different. I don't know how bad yours was. Yours didn't look that bad in the video, but I ended up getting one of those off of the old eBay, and it works great. Fit right in there, no problem. I think it might have been $12 total shipped to the door. Oh, so you picked up a steel frame table already? Oh, I've been kind of looking on Marketplace just to see um, if maybe someone was letting go of theirs or one that would fit the need. I haven't seen one pop up yet that I've liked. Uh, there was one guy selling a jig for the early Broncos, but I don't have any of those. It'd be fun to get into them, but I couldn't afford it. But I'd be interested in seeing this video, the video you're putting together, doing the design of the jigs and the table and whatnot. I'm gathering ideas. I'm probably gonna have to build one, but yeah, I'm sucking up all the ideas I can get. Oh, so Beta makes actual real beer too? Interesting. I'd like to. I'm gonna have to see if I can get some of that online and get shipped here just to see, just to taste it. I mean, to go by truck trade or truck trade, truck freight. Dyslexia strikes again. Uh, Probably have to go by truck freight, but it'd be worth it just to see how different it is. That poor cheap plastic, that 90. Yeah, man, that 90s plastic. I mean, the only thing worse than the 90s was the 70s and 80s stuff. The 70s trucks, like my dent sides, those back panels literally crumble to dust. And that may be where the 90s stuff is headed. I don't know if it's the age that does that. I thought they changed the chemical makeup in the 80s to stop doing that, but maybe only with certain plastics. Luckily, they started reproducing those back plates for those instrument clusters for the 70s trucks. So, yeah, I'm thankful for that, man, because I was having a heck of a time finding a good rear back plate for gauges in those trucks. Real hard time. Matter of fact, I got 2 videos on that, but I didn't know the 90s ones were headed that same direction. So hopefully they do the same thing, because those are good trucks too, man. They'll be the next, I think they'll be the next thing to be restored, fixed up like the 70s trucks were. Those 90s rigs were pretty good. The 80s trucks, they're not bad. I think Ford did a lot of dumb things with them that, the design and look of them are nice, but I think that's when they were dabbling in the emissions and all that stuff, and it really made those trucks kind of a pain to work on. Because I wouldn't mind a bullnose short rocks, even a step side, like Woody's. Woody's, for example, those are cool trucks. Slam it down a little low. And they're making a ton of parts for them things too. Let's see. Oh, I see. You got yours from a shop that was moving. Okay. Well, I'd like to see a picture of it anyways to see what it looks like, gathering ideas. Oh, yeah. See, Jeff? Yep. I don't know how heavy of metal I would need to use, though. I've seen some guys use some pretty gnarly I-beam. I've seen some guys use some, medium thickness wall 2x4. I mean, I want it pretty stout, so I might have to pull and yank with it, So that's my big debate is what kind of steel I would want to have size-wise. So I need that jig to stay put, or the frame table. Because the chassis for this 48 coupe is twisted pretty bad, and I want to be able to reshape it. It's salvageable. It's just the dummy cut all the inner frame support out of it, so the frame rail is just rolled over. I mean, the body's the only thing holding the frame from spreading apart, which is stupid. So I want to get it separated and then repaired properly before it's probably getting sold. But I can't sell it that way. It's not safe. Yeah, that'd be awesome, Bill. I'd love to see it, and I'd definitely tune into the build when you get back to it. Absolutely. Old Dean, what's going on, buddy? Got you in hidden again, like everyone else that was hidden. I'm telling you, some people, man, just can't trust some people anymore. I only let some foreigners in. You're on the green list. Yep. They wanted everything hooked up to the MCU. Dan. I don't know. That's a good one. Old buckskin. Well, see, Ford buckskin was actually pink, so I don't know if I'd call it that. That'll be awesome, Bill. My email, if you wanted to send me my email, is in the description of my videos. Real easy. Real easy. And maybe I'll send you some. I got a few pictures of some other ones I spied and see. I don't know. See what you think. I got a little time yet to make up my mind on what I'm doing because I got to finish a couple of, well, a few other things I got going on. But it's definitely something I got to get rolling on before too long. That's what you use. Like probably maybe quarter wall, Jeff. I mean, that's pretty thick. I was thinking, I don't know, was it 3/8? See, I've seen some built out of I-beam, and the way welding the I-beam together gives you a little bit of flat surface to make jigs on top of. Um, but either I-beam or square is the only two ways I've really seen predominantly them being built. I don't know if I-beam's cheaper than square box or I'm open to any ideas. I'll have to go back, Jeff, and look at yours. I think I remember when you built your rail. I'm pretty sure that trying to remember if I seen it or paid that. I might not have paid that much attention to it. I don't know, I have to go back and look. This is just recent developments. I've been deciding this. Dude, Jeff's been building some fireballs lately, man. He set the bar real high with the T-Bird, and he had to really come out swinging with the rail. But that car is freaking bad to the bone. I mean, I really like the rail. Using that jig, Bill, that's what you're, or uh, the frame deal, that's what you're going to use in retirement. They're handy to have. I mean, if you got the space to store them. Another thing I'd like to build is a little engine run stand. That was something I'd been collecting metal and parts for. I just haven't done it either. Again, just throw it on my list of. I'm gonna start calling it my dream list. I don't know if I'll get to it, but I'm gonna dream about it. I mean, I got to finish. I'm having a hard time getting this thing finished. Well, it's like some people working on this thing would be all right. I'm like, I don't. This is like civilian camouflage here. I'm not. It's not really my thing. I want to play with my hot rod, so it's real hard getting motivated to work on this, even though it does get my daughter out of my hair. She's not really in my hair right now, so it's not been bothering me. But no, I need to. I got some new tires put on. That was not exactly a cheap venture either. They were flat spotted pretty bad. So I ended up putting new tires on it, and they're sitting over there. Yeah, I got a few things to do. The plugs are not going to be fun. The Corvair. The Corvair. Still pretty cold out there, Fox. We hit 65 today. It was a really, really, really nice day today. That'd be cool to see that old rickety ramp truck going. You definitely don't see many. I think I seen one ramp truck at the Portland swap meet last year. One. It was in pretty decent shape. Couldn't tell you what they were asking for it though. Hey, Bear Rose, how's it going, man? You guys still in the cold over there? Is it warming up a little bit? We had a great day today. High of 40, low of, yeah, man, you're still in the tundra. Eesh. We're getting down cold still. It'll drop into the mid to low 30s tonight, but it'll warm back up again. We're in the low 80s. Yeah, freaking Texas. But then again, I don't envy your summer, so you're probably in your prime weather right now to get out and do stuff. 80s isn't bad. 70s, 80s are almost perfect. It's been unusually warm. Really? Has it been okay? So I know the Spokane area or out eastern Washington did warm up a little bit this weekend. They were still super cold last week while we were actually fairly decent here on the Cascades. Kind of separate me from eastern Washington, so it's like almost two different weather planets. So I stay a little warmer usually on the west side of the Cascades. So I watch their weather a lot too. I think they're more in tune with your weather over in the eastern part of the state. Oh no, the snakes flooding. I believe it though. You get those fast warm ups, you're going to get a flash flood for sure. Yeah, see, tacos. He's not too far from me. I think they're a little. You're a little bit closer to the coast. Yeah, if I remember right. So you get a little bit better weather than we do here in the Portland, Vancouver area. I'm just glad it ain't raining, man. I was getting sick of the rain. We've had the last couple of weeks. We had a mountain of rain, and yeah, I am today. Like I said, today was a beautiful day. Couldn't have asked for a better day. I think we'll get a little bit of rain, like just little bits throughout next week. Nothing to really worry about. Putting on the Ritz. Wonder where old I Spider is. Freaking Bryce dinking around or something. He better be fixing Morticia. That's the only way I can excuse him from not being here. He better be working on her. That and Chris Merton, he ain't here either. I should probably message him. He lives way up in the hills, and he might not be getting a signal. Oh, you did text him? Nothing, huh? Well, that son of a. Yeah. He had a lively post today. It might have rung him out. Ooh. Well, at least it's rain and not snow, though, unless it's going to freeze. Right? I mean, I don't know. That's the big thing we got going on here, and I'm sure Taco could attest to that. We don't get nearly as much snow, but man, we can get the ice like crazy. And freezing rain and ice is just, it's worse. I'd rather have snow. Snow you can deal with. Freezing rain and ice is just miserable. Dean. Well, that's with Bryce. It's a possibility. I don't want to say it, but I'll check and make sure that's not the case. Is Chaz still in here? I was going to ask Chaz if his other profile worked or not. I don't know if he checked. Hidden a bit. Oh, I hear you, man. Don't worry, Mater. Hey, I appreciate you showing up. That was awesome. Uh, I hear you, man. I got tons of crap I can do. I might only keep this on for maybe another half hour or so. I got to get to work myself. But hey, I appreciate it, man. Um, and as usual, stand by for game show. We never know when we need an extra guy to show up. So we do appreciate it. Any of y'all, anybody that wants to dive in when we need an extra body, we definitely appreciate it. Plus, we could definitely use some more players. So if y'all want to sign up, please do. Highbrow. I think I'm batting at that. I saw your new video, Chaz. I haven't watched it yet. I saw the preview on Friday, but I haven't watched. I was gonna watch it. And I thought If I sit down and watch, it's going to be almost 8 o'clock. I better go live if I'm going to do it. So I'll do it after I get off this thing. I'll throw it up on the TV. See your next fight. But let me know, Chaz, if your other profile does work, because that was the one that was blocked. This one here wasn't, if I remember right. Ole's Highlander Garage. That says Ford. It better not be another week of Highlander Garage. I'm tired of looking at this thing. I want to get it done and get it out of here. I want some cool stuff in here. Absolutely, Taco. Hey, I told Bryce to throw you up on that list. It'd be a hoot to have you on for a show. I saw that short. Chaz has got 5,000 tires. I don't want to show Chaz my wheel collection because then he will definitely he's going to try and oh, that was the one that's blocked. Okay, I think Chaz might feel a little small after I show him my wheel collection. I don't have any tires on him. He's definitely got me cornered on the tire market, but the wheels thing, I'll give him a run for his money for sure. I got me a bit of a collection of wheels. Just no tires. Tires are expensive. Oh, there's more. Yeah, I noticed Chaz gets all dolled up before everything. He's got that hair looking just proper, tight and right. That's the military in him. I can tell. That's the military man in him right there. That hair is right, high, and tight. All right, Bill. Well, hey, have a good night. Thanks for swinging in. I appreciate it. That's awesome, man. You are the man. 1,000 rims and no tires. Well, I don't have 1,000, but it's up there a ways. Well, let me put it to you this way. When I built the new shed, I was thinking, yeah, I could just stack all the wheels I got in one place instead of spread out everywhere. They're not all in the shed, and the shed's full. So I ended up having more than I thought. And I'm still finding more that I've rat holed in other spots I've forgotten about. So, yeah. I wasn't gonna throw the Italian New Yorker out there on you, but definitely because I did the same thing in the military too. I couldn't stand that hair had to be just right when I left, man. Just either that or your drill or your whoever was up your butt, man. If one little piece was out, a little touch to the ear or whatever it was, man, you were jacked up. So I get it. Oh yeah. And I wasn't shaving that crap off like some guys did, or almost down to nothing. No, I wasn't doing that. So hair goo it was. The only extra wheels I have don't fit. Well, you got variety. Look at it this way, Fox. You're planning for the future. See? Now you'll have wheels for that rig you didn't realize you were going to buy. And if you get rid of them, well, now you're going to have to replace them. And you know you're going to pay more. So you might as well hang on to them. Dean. Bill's a good man. He's got to worry about the rest of us. Yeah, there's a lot of things about the military I do miss. It was a good time. I had fun. Good group of guys, though. I mean, I still talk to a few of them. Thanks, Morse. Hey, it was just, to me, it was just a job. I volunteered for it. You know, I didn't get any signing bonuses, none of that crap. I went in because I wanted to, and I would at the time I was third generation. My son's fourth generation. So, and then between that, my mom, I have two uncles. So my mom, my dad, my grandfather, my dad's brother, my mom's brother, myself, and my son were all military. So quite a haul of us. And I think we cover all the branches too, except for Coast Guard. But if you ask most guys, Coast Guard don't count either. That'll piss a coastie off real fast. But yeah, my dad was Marines and then Army. My mom was Navy. My uncle Mike and my well, his name's Michael too. Both my uncle Mikes were in the Army. And my son's Army. I was Air Force. My grandfather was Air Force. My grandfather was NCOIC of EOD. So he had a cushy little job. And at that time when he was EOD, my dad was just a grunt in the Marines up on, what do they call that? I Corps in Vietnam. So he used to give his dad a bunch of crap because he was in Cam Bay, where as he goes, the most fire they ever saw was friendly fire when a guard or whatever dropped his rifle. He used to give him such crap. But my grandfather was in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, all three of them. No, NASA's one of its own. They're not really tied to military. I think they were loosely affiliated with the Air Force, but now you have a Space Force. I don't know if they're more affiliated with them or not. I don't know, Chaz. Is the Navy more involved with NASA? I don't think anybody really was, specifically. Coast Guard don't count. Right on, man. It was funny because my the shop supervisor, the maintenance shop supervisor where I work, he's a coastie, and we used to give him so much crap because there's a bunch of us where I work that are ex-Marine, Army, Air Force, even Navy. Yeah, we used to pitch him a bunch of crap. He was a Coast Guard reserve, so he was almost half as even fakier than fake. Right on, Fox. That's cool, man. Well, thank you guys for your service. It's a big family. I met a lot of good people when I was in. That's one thing is you're just thrown into a whole different new world, and the neat thing about it is y'all are in the same crap, and you're all thinking the same thing. So you get to end up with a lot of brothers and sisters real fast. uh, Found a multiple dozens of. Oh yeah, yeah. See, I've never gotten that far back into history. I mean, I could trace it back just out of curiosity to see. But that's cool, Taco. I'm not even 100% sure when my family even came to the States. My understanding was 3 or 4 generations ago. And I should look it up someday just for the heck of it. Yeah, I don't NASA was kind of one of their own thing. That's where when the government was paying, $2.3 million for a toilet seat, it usually went to as a blank check to Napa or NASA. Dyslexia setting in again. So yeah, a lot of those expensive utensils and toilet and bathroom items were probably side paid to NASA. Fox. That's good. The difference between the Coast Guard and the Navy. Uh, that's awesome. uh, my mom was a Navy Seabee, so yeah, she tried going after some job, but at that time they wouldn't let females do it, so she ended up becoming a Seabee and working in the first generation computers is where she started cutting her teeth at those old key punch stuff. Yeah. Hey Tony, shoot, you're welcome, man. I just did it because I wanted to do it. Chaz, he didn't know what he was talking about. Well, my old man, he pretty much told me, he goes, because his dad was in the Air Force and my dad did in the Marines, and then the only reason why he left the Marines and went in the Army is because he was coming out. He came out of active duty Marines. They moved up here, and the nearest Marine base to do reserves at, because he just wanted to do reserves to finish out his time, was clear over in Portland somewhere, and he hated it. I guess the guys were a bunch of jerks, and he wound up. We had an Army base right here in the city I live in, so it was just by choice. He just lateraled over to the Army, even though, well, the Army is what the Army is. But he finished out I think he did 24 years total. I mean, when you're a reserve, it's counted a little differently, but I think he did a total of 24 years and he retired. And now, of course, my son's in the Army and he's currently stationed in the beautiful island of Hawaii on Oahu. I'm trying to think of the base right in the middle of Oahu. Why am I not? Dang it. Next to Wheeler. I know where the Air Force One is. I'm losing. I can't remember the name of it. That's where he was stationed in Colorado. Now he's there. I think he's liking it a lot better. Dean. Toilets have to suck its face. Yes, they do. I have never looked into that. I'm going to assume you're right. One of my grandpas was Army. Oh, right on. You stateside the whole time, transported. Wow, that's cool. It's interesting to see what the older generations did when they were in. My granddad started off. What did he do first? I think first he went in as a tail gunner on a. Oh, come on, which one is it? Uh, the B-17, I think. So when World War II was going on, when it was still, when it was when it was rolling, he was in the Pacific Theater, and I think it was the B-17. He was a tail gunner. I know he was a tail gunner for sure. After that, he became a pilot instructor. So he was, I don't remember the little the little learner planes they had. He was one of the instructors that flew the guys around in those and taught them how to fly. And then after that, he ended up in EOD, and that job moved him all over the country. So when he had my dad's brother, it seemed like they moved every month. My dad wasn't real happy with that situation. The Air Force, or back then, they moved you around a lot. And he wasn't real keen with that. He hated that part. But my grandfather ended up retiring out EOD. Your dad was a car salesman, Chaz. That's awesome. Seems like it worked. I did. Hey, Danson, how's it going? Chaz, thanks for paying your taxes. I don't know. I'm hoping pretty soon that we ain't gonna have to pay any more federal income tax. That'd be a treat in itself. Oh, taco fighting words. It was funny to watch my mom and dad banter once in a while. So my mom being Navy, my dad being Marine, Army. Can it, jarhead, or something like that. I think he missed the Marines though. He had a pretty good job after he got back from Vietnam. He was a tank retriever mechanic, and they were at 29 Palms, and basically he told me they just took out. They had this tow rig that him and two guys went out with. They just sat out on the dunes, drinking sodas, waiting for the idiots to break down with the tanks. They just tow tanks back in with the retriever. He said it was the most gravy job he had. I don't know why he got out exactly. Just the thing to do, I suppose. They were he like they my both my mom and dad were in Southern California there for a while. They didn't move up here until I was a year old. It's 1980, early 1980, something like that. Dancing, talking, adult timeout. Fucking chess. I hadn't heard that one. That's awesome. My ass rides in Navy equipment. That's a good one. I'll have to tell that one to one of the guys at work. That's a good one. Oh God, I had never heard that one. And that's the truth. That is the truth. That and every damn thing they had, what it was designed with wasn't good enough. They had to add more crap to it. If two engines did the job, they wanted three. If three or four guns were 50 cal, they wanted 60s on there. I mean, you couldn't keep these Marines happy. They wanted more. It's like right when I got out, the V-22s were coming online, and we had no problem flying them. I mean, they were running around the through the desert mountains and stuff with them, pushing them to see how hard they could fly them. But this Marine company came out and they took one of them. I don't know what they did, but they wound up on the news. They crashed that thing, crashed it pretty hard. But I guess if you want it tested and tested well, throw a Marine behind the controls, man. They're crazy. But they're also the same dudes that they flew those H-1s in Vietnam. Yeah, those guys were hard freaking core. The S is for sometimes. Oh, Fox. The Marines are hard on stuff, man. I'll tell you. You want it tested, give it to a Marine. They'll test it and then some. They'll bring that thing burned out, crashed up, crunched up, you name it. Then they'll give you a laundry list of what you should have done. Hey, John, how's it going, man? Yeah, I love all the guys, all the services. Everyone's got their little niche, their little spot. I mean, I make fun of mine. A lot of times you'll catch me calling it the chair force, and I ain't gonna lie. That's what it was. I knew signing up I was going to be in the rear at the gear. I wasn't stupid, and we ate good and slept good, and that was taking advice from the other guys. All my other family members had served. They all kept pointing to the Air Force. I went, well, why not? The only difference was I was wanting to go in as an auto mechanic. That's why I've been studying, and then they threw this plane thing at me. I think at the time it was 2A6 X1B because the X being your level. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And they're like, turboprop, turbo shaft. I'm like, okay. So I got thrown into the helicopter prop world, and It was a different world. I actually enjoyed it. It was good. I really, really, really did like my job. Yep, yep, Chaz, yep. They Marines are definitely a breed of their own. Good guys. I mean, they will give you the shirt off their back. They are hard on shit. My dad was proof of that. Oh my goodness. Yes, sir, John. Yep. Yeah, I was in the Air Force. Jet engine, well, turboprop, turbo shaft, engine tech. So not jets, but helicopters, prop jobs. C-130s was the big one. I worked on a lot of C-130s. Maybe the C-130Es, H's. Um, Not the gunship, and I think the only one you see now is the J model, unless they got something newer than that. The J model's got 6 blades on each prop. They're pretty fancy. I worked on the HH-53, Pavlo. The Navy calls it something different. I can't remember what the hell they called it. Then I worked on the what the hell was it? Oh, the H1 and the H60. We break stuff so we can learn how to either A, do it without it, or B, use what's left of it for some. Well, you know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong there. That's all right. Is out eating flies with his spider family. I see. Family time, huh? That's all right. I get it. My family. There's not much left of us. Oh, was he, John? Right on. Well, make sure and thank him for me. What did he do when he was in? Do you know? Well, Chaz, us turboprop shaft guys, I mean, jet guys are still beneath our feet. I mean, most of us won't talk to a suck and blow jet guy. I mean, that's like one step above mental illness. I mean, anybody can work on a jet. It takes, let me put it this way, their school is half as long as mine was. So, yeah, jet guys, whatever. Here's your chew toy. Sea Stallion. There you go. Yep. Yeah, the C-130 was a worked over design for sure. Did you know that plane, believe it or not, the C-130, a lot of its designing was done on napkins at a diner? The original designer builder of that thing would sit at this table and he'd come up with these designs for like the synchrophaser system and all the other little systems on the engine setup. He did it on napkins. Pretty crazy. And not a friggin' wire in that plane is a different color. They're all the same freaking color. Every one of them. They're numbered. So if you could imagine how hard it is to read the numbers on the wires of that thing. And the controls, all the controls are mechanical. There's nothing electrical about the controls. Throttle and all that jazz is all mechanical. There's gimbal assemblies, well, obviously 4 sets. And setting that thing up is a chore. But it works. Works great. My dad helped design the layout of the Pavlo Helos. Yep. Yep. And those are really good helicopters. To be honest with you, that V-22, that tilt rotor pilot trash, they're trying to I missed one that John. I don't know Tom Harrison, not off the top of my head. We could have caught cross paths at some point in time. There's so many guys you run into, but off the top of my head, I don't recall. But back to the Pavlos, those were really hard to replace. I mean, you had the Army shit hook that did a pretty good job at hauling payloads, but the Pavlo had a real good capacity as well. And I'll be honest with you, that V-22, when they brought it out on the scene, it was basically destined to replace the C-130 and the Pavlo. I don't see how it could have. I don't see it. There's no way. But the C-130 is down to only J models, and I'm not even sure if the Sea Stallion or the Pavlos are even in service anymore. I'm not. I would assume so. But I know that was the purpose to bring the V-22 on, was to get rid of those. Did about everything too. Oh, okay. You don't know what career field he was kind of specialized in? Generally, guys go in a certain field, and yeah, they'll do a lot of different jobs with that field. There's a lot of fields too in the Air Force. I mean, he could have been anywhere. You know, it's a lot of careers in there. Jet guy. Fox. It wouldn't surprise you. Or it wouldn't surprise me. 615, you're right. I know. I know. You know me. I get to be in a chatty Cathy. It's a good night though. We're at an hour 12. We're okay. I got it 15, 20 minutes or so. Kind of stalling a little bit to see if I Spider is going to show up. So I figure I'll go another 15 minutes. We'll be all right. But you're right. It's not getting itself done. Never bored. What's up, buddy? All right, man. Obviously, clearing the hiding's working. So the sea. Okay, sea stallions are still in. Oh, they still have 53s. Really? See, I knew that V-22 couldn't replace them. I knew it. That thing's a pile of junk. I'm sorry. Oh, I see. So they took the 46 out and the C2. Oh, well. That was that didn't take much. We even had a couple Galaxies, the C5s. I didn't work on them, but we had them in school. And man, those engines are freaking huge. I got a picture of me standing up in one. I'm reaching up like this, touching the top of the intake. I mean, it's those things. That is a huge turbofan. I mean, I know the C2s are different, but I just started thinking about it. But we had a couple of them at the base, and the way they stand that damn thing up on its end on a short runway, and he didn't even have the JADOs or nothing on. He just cranked her back, stood it up on its butt, and up in the air it went. And to watch something that big maneuver like that, unreal, unfreaking real. McCord. Oh, okay. McCord. Yep. Which is now Lewis McCord because they combined everything. But yeah. So McCord was predominantly a fighter wing. So there's a possibility he was doing the fighter jets. I don't recall. Spokane had the C-130s, or at least a detachment of 130s or 141s, which was Fairchild, if I remember right. But yeah, McCord was the fighter wing. So he was probably working on the fighters or associated with them in some way. That's cool. The old CH-46s. I got to remember what those look like. I'm picturing they're ugly as sin if I remember. If the ones I'm thinking of, they're just a hideous looking rig. I think they're still a side by side, right? They're not front, one in front of the other. I think they're side by side, but they're just the goofy shape of them, which is how they got their frog name. I think it's the one I'm picturing. I'll have to look it up after the live. We still had H1s where I was at, and those are pretty quick little machines too. Send out the boom baby light, like the Batman light. Oh, see, I don't know what an Army 47 is. I'd have to look that one up. Yep. Some of that old stuff had some power in it, man. It was pretty amazing. Dean. Oh, okay. So it is. I was thinking something a little bit different than that, Fox. I was thinking of a single rotor, but it had like the it had two compartments, one above another. Like down here was I don't know if the front opened up on those or not, but it was like the pilot sat up above it, and then the cargo was underneath, or everything loaded unloaded from underneath the pilot. But it wasn't a twin rotor. They land hard a lot. Huh. I think that was the H3, the one I was describing. What was the name of that? Do you remember? I think they were out of service by the time I was in. At least we didn't have any on our base. Matter of fact, I think they just retired out the last SR-71 when I went in, which sucked because I would have loved to have seen one of those rip. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Everboard. Appreciate it, man. Frank. We'll see you on the next game show, right? Let me know though if you can't make the game show, Frank. Let me know ahead of time. We'll get someone to fill in if you can. I get it. Work schedules are crazy. No biggie though. You've been great so far, so I just let me know. Ah, the Jolly Green. Okay. Yep. 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 Okay. Now I remember the name. I'm kind of picturing the plane or the helicopter. Yeah, that was Vietnam era, if I remember right, wasn't it? I think. I liked working on that old stuff. Those uh, the T-64 kits were kind of a pain in the butt. They were the motor trans assembly for the H-53s. But I mean, by the time you got done with them, it was fun. You hated it while you're doing it, but by the time you're done with it and everything past QC, you're pretty proud of yourself. It was a job. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's. I think that was the one I was thinking of. Yeah, kind of. There's a part of me that wishes I would have stayed in with that stuff. 9/11 didn't help much in the civilian side of it, so I ended up switching careers. I miss it. It was fun, but it probably was only going to be fun had I stayed in. I don't think the civilian world of it is this. Well, I don't know if you call it fun or not, but they were taking a pretty hard hit when I got out, and that's probably what I should have done. Because thinking back on it, A big part of me wished I would have moved to the East Coast. Just the car world seems like it's much more plentiful on the East Coast. And the West Coast is just dying, and it's not like it was out here. And then had I went out there, um, one of the uh, big suppliers for our parts is out there in North Carolina. Kept promoting me. So, well, see, and that was part of what pissed me off and made me want to leave. Was I came back from Christmas leave. I took a couple weeks around Christmas, and they busted me 3 pounds over my max weight. Which, if anyone knows the military back, this is probably late '90s to early 2000s, right before 9/11. Um, their way of measuring your body fat and then their expectation of your weight was ridiculous. I mean, the Air Force was worst of all the branches. They more or less wanted stick figures as people, and I'm not a stick figure. There's several of us that were constantly fighting the weight management program. And then, of course, after I get out, 2, 3, 4 years later, they changed the whole program, and I probably would have been fine. But, it's too late by then. But they were serving me. I had several LORs, and Article 15 headed my way if I stayed because of my weight. And I ended up with, a bad attitude. And gave him the center finger and told him I'm out of here. And they told me they wouldn't. I had E5 set and ready, and they told me they were going to withhold that if I didn't make weight. And that's when I got pissed off and said, figured out, I'm out of here. Not re-upping. So. Yeah, I'd be all right with being an East Coaster, though, Dean. It's not so bad. I mean, to be honest with you, Dean, my whole family's from Maine. My dad's side of the family my last name is like Smith in Maine. My mom's a Midwesterner, so there's really nothing in my immediate family that's West Coast. We just ended up out here. My dad moved up to the Northwest because his last base was Portland International. When Portland was an actual air base, that's where he retired out of. So we're actually the only piece of either family that's out here on the West Coast. My dad's brother wound up in Nevada. The other brother, both his brothers are now in Nevada. And most of my mom's family is in the Midwest in Kansas, and there's a small bunch of them in Idaho. My uncle Michael is in Twin Falls, I think. I don't know. I wanted to go out to see him last summer, but it didn't work out. My mom's other brother, I'm trying to remember. I'm spacing his name. Uncle Ricky. I think he's the one that passed away. We wanted to go out to for a funeral, and I don't know. This communication breakdown, and we missed everything. Kind of sucks, but anyways, we were going to do a trip to Idaho last summer. It just didn't pan out. You just have to get into the art car scene. Man, I don't know. This area is just getting weirder by the moment. The whole left coast mentality is becoming our thing. Yeah, pre 9/11. Yep. Well, when I got out Fox, I was already in processing because I did by 4 years. I was going through the system, and it was my time. It wasn't like I was skipping out early or nothing. I actually stopped right on the line of the stop loss, and that's when my first shirt told me what was going on. And my first shirt was a dick. I hated that guy. He's the biggest douchebag I ever met. And for a first sergeant, that's pretty pathetic. But I hope he burns in hell for all I care. The guy was a jerk off. He told me what was up, and I'm like, I can't believe that. I'm certified on all these airframes and all these engines, and you're just going to let me walk out the door or just rather than look the other way on the weight management thing. By the time, see, once you get on the program, it takes an act of God to get off the program. So even though I was 3 pounds over going into it, I was well under it as I got into the program. But then they're measuring body fat. Well, the way they measured body fat back then, they taped your neck and they taped your waist, and that determined your body fat. While I was in the program, I had to take classes where they were doing pinch tests just for showing you things. Well, the moment I went into the class, I pinched at 11%. When they taped me, I taped at 21%. So I realized right then and there I was never going to win this battle. And if the first sergeant wasn't going to look the other way, and had I been on anything other than a training base, had I been on an actual operational base, I'm sure they would have looked the other way completely. So it was just, it's how it went. Now I'm probably 50% body fat. But so Taco, you're right. It could have been a healthy shit back then. I didn't have much to shit. I was a pretty thin guy for then. And yes, Chaz, I'm realizing it is pretty dope over there. Tennessee is one of the areas I've always looked at. That is for many, many years. I never really realized how big of a car mecca that area of the United States really was. You get out, the West Coast was huge for a long time, but I mean, it's changing out here. It's not going in a good direction. It sucks. I mean, it's still good right now, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look promising. I'm hoping that, the ideology of this side of the United States doesn't kill them off completely, but I'm not going to say that it won't. Embrace the weirdness. Yeah. You know what the bumper sticker they used to hang on the back end of guys' car, or people in Portland used to put on their bumpers? Keep Portland weird. You know what we say? Keep that shit in Portland. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It's trickled its way over here. Tell us how Moors don't get me started, man. Oh God. I would have really loved to have stayed in. I actually really did like my job. I love the guys I worked with. And that was the other thing too, is even when I got out, most of the guys that I went in with and we went to school with, and it was our first duty station, a lot of those guys got assignments everywhere else. And there was one or two guys that hung back. And I heard that after pretty much the few of us that were together, we all had left, it was never the same again. So had I not gotten orders out of that base, I probably would have hated it anyways. So, greener here, greener there, who's to say? I got out, I did what I did. But then on the other side of the coin, my dad and I weren't on the greatest terms when I left. And I mean, we're okay, but my teenage years were pretty rough on him. There was a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing. But I think after I spent my time in and when I moved back here, our relationship ended up being a lot better. We were pretty close. Yeah, his passing was really pretty hard on me. And I think we got a lot closer after my time in the service, and I moved back up here. And I don't regret moving back here. The first 10 or so years I moved here, it was a great place. It just all of a sudden things exploded. And it was basically the exodus of California that has managed to ruin Oregon and Washington. And I'm not saying all the people in California are bad. I'm not saying that. There's a lot of really great people in California, but there's also probably twice as many shitbags in California. I'm sorry, and they've managed to move their way up I-5 to here. So, yeah. Oh, so your family's from Tennessee? Oh, that's right. That's cool. Hey, pretty country, man. I think Tennessee's a beautiful state. Kentucky, Tennessee, the Carolinas. I mean, other than, man, the weather's been wild there lately, but it is what it is. You got to take the good with the bad. 615 does a lot of drives, and I get to see kind of what the areas and stuff look like, through his windshield. I like the area. I mean, from what other people have shown. As soon as those 20-year-old Priuses get zap powered lines. Well, you know what's funny, Dean? The Priuses used to be quite prevalent around here. The Teslas are starting to overshadow any Priuses. We actually have a Tesla dealer right here in Vancouver now. They're becoming a disease. And hey, I got nothing against Elon. I hate his car. I hate the Tesla. Man's smart though. He made some good money on that deal, but I just when you see a Tesla, you just see a pinky up, freaking shrewd. I don't know. I get this. Those are the things that I think in my head when I see a Tesla is this friggin' snob. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Whatever. I hate Teslas. that Cybertruck is, I don't know, but that is the biggest roll off dumpster looking pile of junk. Oh, sorry, Anthony. I didn't see your. I didn't see a slide in there. I must have been ranting. Particle board pegboard garage. Oh, jeez. Tesla's a Barbie. I couldn't even say that Tesla's a Barbie car. It's just because you could say a Corvette's a Barbie car because in a way it was. But man, I don't know. Tesla to me is a snob car. They really think they're doing the planet something favorable. I'd hate to have you see the mines where that battery material is coming from. Oj. Oh, Dodge. Hey, I was just going to message you. I must have got distracted. About time you show up, Chris. I've only been on for an hour and a half. Well, you need to do a live. Well, you got to show up to them. Oh, yes, John. Yes. 100% agree. All of a sudden, you own a Tesla, you think you own the friggin' road. And it's like, you find it hard to believe that the car can drive itself that bad. It's not. It's the clown behind the wheel that's driving that bad. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. That Tesla can burn in freaking hell. I hate those things. Oh, Fox. Yes. I was going to say either the Saab or the Audi. But Saab, yes. The 80s or 90s Saab. I remember those. Yeah. I remember those. Well, you know what, Chris? I figured you were barbecuing because this, I'll tell you, bud, was probably one of the best days we've had in a while. And there's barbecue smells all over the neighborhood. So I 100% figured you were doing a barbecue. When I see one of those cyber trucks, I ask the owner if a bear is broken into it. Yep, roll off dumpster. I hate those things. Those are the dumbest looking, and they're worthless. They don't haul nothing. They don't climb nothing. It's just like the best way to piss away $100,000, I guess. I don't know, and get absolutely nothing but junk in return. If they get them where they regenerate power, well, that's what puzzles me is why they didn't even look into that. There's got to be a way to make it regenerate its own power. I mean, I think though, if you look at it and the way things are going, I don't think electricity is going to be the next power source. I really think hydrogen is going to be your next big thing. And I firmly believe hydrogen is 100 times better than battery electricity. However you want to look at these electric cars, hydrogen is going to be the way to go. of anything. If anything's going to knock the fossil fuels off the chart, it ain't going to be a battery. It's going to be probably hydrogen, the fuel cells. I mean, it's just, it makes sense. The technology is really starting to come. I mean, it's here, but it's getting better. Rolling trash cans, yes. No need to regenerate. The idea is every. Well, they're trying to dancing, but the problem is the power grid ain't going to handle it. I mean, we've got some of the best power here in Washington State because we have a lot of the biggest dams in the country right here on the Columbia River. Even the Snakes got some stuff too. Um, we sell power to several states. We generate a lot of Pacific Northwest power, but if everyone starts going electric, like these idiots in the city here, they're starting to buy buses. These morons, because I'll let you know, I work for the city. These morons bought electric sweepers, or are going to be buying electric street sweepers. Stupid. What are you going to do? Run the damn thing for 6 hours and plug it in every other day? I mean, it's just dumb. They're diesel sweepers. They got an extra clean system on them. I don't understand where the disconnect is. There's nothing they're going to save by going electric power on these big vehicles. City buses, construction equipment. It is literally mind-numbing to think that they could actually do any better with that. That technology is not there. I don't think it ever will be. Look at my messenger. What'd you do? What did you do? You probably did something. Oh. Oh. That was Chris's dinner. Look at that. That looks good, man. Garlic bread and a PBR. Do you see that? See that PBR up there? uh, and you know what's funny, Fox? You mentioned steam power. I've watched Jonathan W. for like forever on YouTube, and he's gotten like full head on into steam power. I'm looking at what he's restoring from that was essentially designed turn of the century. If they would have stayed on that steam technology and ran with it for 100 more years, could you imagine how much further that steam technology could actually be right now? I mean, versus what he's got running on. And if no one knows who Jonathan W. is, check him out on YouTube. He used to be real heavy into the car stuff, but he's taking kind of a left turn or a right turn, however you want to look at it, into a lot of steam powered stuff. And I'll sit there and watch him pull these things out of the weeds, restore them, and get them running again. It is amazing the kind of power this stuff has. And that was 100 years ago. What he's got going on there, and the power and stuff that these machines make. The steam should have probably been never dropped off the map. They should have kept looking at it. But I can see why they wouldn't, because steam is powered by water. Water is, well, essentially free. You can't control that. So, of course, they won't let you do it. Yes, John. Yep. Well, I guess my dad did a thesis on hydrogen in high school. And was it hydrogen? Yeah, I think it was hydrogen. And he had a teacher that didn't believe in hydrogen technology. So he ended up failing his thesis, which kind of pissed him off. But it just goes to show you that some people don't really go outside the box on things. And I really believe that hydrogen has a potential, has a place in the future. Now, is everything going to replace fossil fuel? No, fossil fuel will always have a place somewhere. It's just the way it is. But what's wrong with having one more tool in the bag? I've not seen a high mileage. No, you won't. You won't see a high mileage electric car. The battery won't allow it. And hybrids, I get it. That way you're getting a benefit, but you're not cheating at the same time. So hybrid, I got nothing against hybrids, and they have their place too. We've got some hybrid trucks at work. You know, they're all right, not my cup of tea, but at least they're not one particular fuel, like say electricity. Because I mean, the power goes out. What are you going to do? At least with a hybrid, you can do something with it. Over that, some of those, yeah, steam is way back. And if that technology, Danson, if they would have hung on and kept working that technology another couple hundred years, where would it be now? It was dangerous then. But so was gasoline. I mean, it's if you think about it, gasoline's still dangerous too, but they've learned how to make it safer. Oh, dance it. Cruddy corn stalks. Irony. People not going outside the box like mechanics and claim people not being interested. Well, it's not that I'm not interested. It's just not of my interest. Electric cars are a different animal. And I got nobody. I'm not against anybody that has interest in them. I'm just saying that with electric cars, there's a place, and maybe they're great for inner cities, but they ain't worth a damn out in the country. Um, they're pointless, worthless. They're not any good in any large, heavy equipment. They're worthless. We've got a few city buses that are that way, and I highly doubt the money is worth the money made from the vehicle is worth the expense. I really don't think so. Hey, Robert, how's it going, man? Yeah, I made another appearance. It's my second one in like forever. I'm not getting things done. I'm sure. I'm surprised 615 isn't back in here telling me to get back to work on this because I'm obviously not working on it. Power went out tonight. I went to the next nearest house. Are you trying to say that you had a power problem at your house, Danson? Uh, oh, you did ride in a Stanley steamer, John. That's cool. Those are. I mean, I'm not saying that at that time they weren't probably kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Lots of levers and buttons and knobs to pull and push. I'm sure, so they're probably a little complex to operate. But I'm thinking through time, if you took steam to the level where we're at now, I think it'd be a lot easier to operate with the technology we have now. But even back then, I mean, it was a thing. You better not abandon Taco. I'm watching you. Yeah. And the second they turn our our plow trucks electric, I'm done. I'm done. Forget it. Well, that's what amazes me, Fox. How come you can get a DeWalt tool to jumpstart a gasoline car, but you can't get those tools to run a car? I mean, really? You have to have a battery the size of the entire underneath of the car that weighs tons? What's going on here? Where's the disconnect in the technology? Why can my DeWalt start my gas car? I mean, come on now. There's another house for you. Just took your dinner with it and finished the cooking process. All right. Thought you would have had a generator or something laying around. I never get anything done, so it's fine. That's my problem, Robert. I need to get this thing done to get the heck out of here. I want to work on something cool, not this. I mean, as it stands, I have to lie to myself just to work on it. I don't know if you can see it. It says Ford. Yeah. No, the battery technology, I mean, it works. we've got a lot of my tools are DeWalt tools, and they do okay. The batteries, just the life of them, they don't last as long. Why does your house keep getting farther and farther away, Dancing? Yep, the 20-ton battery costs 50K to replace. You essentially just rebought your used ass car again, just to put another battery in it. How long do those batteries last, Robert? 10 years, maybe, if you're lucky. I don't know what the lifespan is, but I know it ain't as long and isn't long enough to rack up the mileage the gas cars can get. I just saw the fake. Yeah, the fake Ford's still here. We're not getting a whole lot accomplished, Chris. uh, my electronic scooter keeps taking them away. uh, yeah, I got to get this thing finished this weekend so I can get my swap meet garbage ready to sell. See if I can drag some crap to the Portland swap meet this year, which, well, it's a month away, but let me tell you, that month goes by fast. So I got to get my button gear. Robert's Garage. Yeah, 4-hour drive time for 12-hour charge. And the colder it gets, the worse it gets. I don't get it. I don't get it. The only time that garbage has any purpose is in the city. You know, where you're near all this. And to be honest with you, I don't even want to live in the city anymore. So gas cars are the only way for me. There's no reason to have an electric car. Besides, they did those F-150s, and even the guys towing with them, the mileage is even worse. I mean, I drag a lot of junk back out of the woods. It'd look pretty bad if I drove all the way out to the middle of nowhere out east of Oregon City to pick up a car and then die halfway back into Oregon City with a load on the trailer. Better take some more days off. No, I think I've pretty well exercised many of that, Chris. I need to watch the old leave bank. How about the Navy? Does the Navy have electric ships? Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Chaz in here, you'll answer that maybe. They couldn't have been that stupid, really. Electricity and water doesn't go well together, especially salt water. Of course, it is the Navy. uh, oh, they were scoping it out. Oh, okay. Well, don't. Let me help you out, Navy. Don't. Well, they got nuclear, and really there's nothing wrong with nuclear. You just got to handle it properly. Oh, Bryce sent me something here. See, Bryce will send me crap on Instagram, but he won't come onto my live. It's okay. I understand, buddy. uh, I wonder about that, Robert, if that does anything when they do hit the water. What about all those ones that got caught up in the floods and stuff? You think those will hit the market cheap? I wouldn't want to buy any of that crap. Fox. uh, see, okay, you've confirmed it's a possibility. Yeah, I mean, nuclear, they had a bad, everyone got a bad taste after Chernobyl. And, there's a lot of things that didn't go like they should have went to begin with. We actually had a reactor north of here off the Columbia. I think it was called Trojan, as a matter of fact. The Trojan nuclear power plant. It was up, what was that, past Longview? They tore the towers and stuff down. It was a full functioning nuclear reactor, and we never had a problem with it. Maybe, I mean, they're probably wishing they didn't tear it down now with all these stupid electric cars they're trying to make everyone buy. Cost them $2.40 a week to charge a Nissan Leaf. Yeah, like I said, if you're an inner city guy with just needing some motor transportation, it's probably just fine. But if you want to haul junk around, go a distance, pull a trailer, I guarantee you that Leaf isn't going to go very far before it needs to be recharged again. But, if you're just tootling around as a, runaround rig. I'd come up there, John, but I don't like driving way up there without a good place to stay. And grabbing motels up there during the swap meet is next to impossible. But I've heard Monroe's been pretty good. And then I'm reluctant to want to buy a bunch of crap because I can only haul back so much. So trust me, I don't really need to be buying anything anyways. I have way too much junk as it is. I need to concentrate on finishing it or getting rid of it. Which my goal is to take the 73 Duster to the Portland swap meet and possibly another F1 truck that I have. That's my goal. And some parts, obviously. But I have heard a lot of guys down here talk about the Monroe, and there are a few of them still go up there. But I wouldn't want to have to drive up and drive back in the same day. I'm usually so tuckered out, and I'm fat and out of shape and old anymore. Hell, just cruising the Portland swap meet, I come home and I'm gone in the chair for hours after I get back. Freaking carpet. Yeah, Danson, go get your carpet. Funny you mentioned that, Danson. We actually have a bunch of Rivians here, too. I don't even know where the heck a Rivian dealership is around here, but I've been seeing quite a few Rivians. And even they don't look so uppity up like a Tesla does. I can handle being around a Rivian. They don't look so, I don't know. They don't look so electric car like. Well, they don't look like a roll off dumpster for one. Yeah, I got a full lot, trust me. I had a guy come by. You weren't here earlier, but I was talking about a guy that came by today and bought some parts from me. Old feller, he's got a 56 custom line like my green one, and he's putting together. And he needed a rear seat for his, so I sold him a seat out of my 4-door. I didn't. That car's gonna get parted out anyways. Cool dude. I'll probably be seeing him again. Yeah, see, the Rivian pickup actually has more usable space than that worthless roll-off dumpster piece of crap Cybertruck. And I started seeing Rivians long before I started seeing Teslas and that silver color roll-off. I don't know where our Rivian dealer around here is, but I started seeing Rivians before I actually seen the pile of Teslas we got around here now. They don't crab her. Oh, that's right, Fox. I forgot about that. That's right, they do, or they did. I forgot about that. $20. $20 for what? I got my $20 back and then some more, if that's what you're asking. Made it all in an hour. Probably more than I'd make on doing overtime. Yeah, I'm sure New York probably slaps you pretty good with the taxes, Dance, and I wouldn't be surprised. They sent you a charge station? Were they trying to get you to set it up, Robert, so they'd attract cars to be there? Because I'm pretty sure there's next to zero charge stations for those things out there in the Midwest. Because no one out there is dumb enough to buy them. Drive 4,000 miles to get to the next station. Well, just turn it into a battery charger for your pickup or something. I don't know. All right, what kind of voltage are those things even running on? I know the house units, if they put it in at your house, it's a 50 amp breaker, and it sounds like it's because all the house fires and shit that they have. If it's even the least bit of a cheaply designed outlet for that 50 amp breaker, it'll cause a house fire. So it almost sounds like it should be a 60 or 80 amp deal or something. That's a lot of power. I mean, your freaking stove is 50 amps. If everything's turned on, you know. Well, I'm sticking with gas, Chris. I'm good with that. I'm not going to jump on the lightning wire of electric. I'm good. I love house fires now. You got it, dancing, and they're more healthy for you too. You get a little exercise. Nothing wrong with that. I would ride a bicycle, which I hate those bicycle guys too, but ours are uppity idiots in spandex with a dumb helmet. But I'd ride a bike before I rode an electric bike for sure. So they sent you something to promote. You're like, what the hell am I going to plug it into? Oh, gotta love them China companies. Unreal. So what do? You send it back to them, or you just hang it on the wall like a display? Or, hey, look, here it is. Wait for a car. I wouldn't wait too long. Well, surprisingly, Fox, if you look at a lot of the equipment, um, a lot of our stuff has those small diesels running the power equipment that we have. And those little freaking diesels, man, I swear, you put a gallon of fuel in them and they last for hours. It's unbelievable. And you're right. They're not, they don't have that dumb definite crap on there. They're super fuel efficient. We got a couple, I think there's a 3-cylinder diesel in one of our rollers, and then trying to remember what the crack sealer machine has. But it seems like they just sip fuel. They don't really use much. They didn't want it back. All right, I guess. I don't know. It sounds like Robert's Garage's new science project. What can we turn this crap into? Oh, man. Robert's dump does pay. He seems to find quite a few neat little things in there. What was that machine I saw you pointing at the other day? It was some tall machine that was that it's like a coin op deal. I can't remember what it gave you. It wasn't rubbers, was it? I'm trying to remember what that was. You found it at the dump. Oh, the laundry soap. That's right. What you should do for fun is do that to the old lady and make her put coins in there to get soap out of it to do laundry. That might piss her off. I can't be mean to her. She's been through enough. Oh, so it had stuff in it. Oh, bonus. Hell yeah. Top Gear was doing. That must have been Top Gear Europe. Top Gear. I don't know. I haven't watched that in forever. Dancing. uh, mhm. Well, I think I'm going to hang it up for the night. I got to get to work. It's already, well, it's almost 10. Well, it's going to be a long night. I might not get much accomplished. Well, I'm supposed to be working on this thing, Chris, but it's not. I'm not getting too far. I might have a couple hours left in me here, and you have to get the belt off, the water pump changed, and the belt put back on, and it's probably good enough for me. I'll do the rest of the crap hopefully tomorrow. So, anyways, successful test. Everyone's back. I'm loving it. Um, yeah, sorry that happened. I don't know how. I don't know how I missed that. How that got to be like that. Well, I know what happened, but what's left to do? Do you remember what I told you last weekend? Exactly the same stuff. Although I got tires, they're back there. They're already mounted, balanced, ready to go. You're stunned. Yes. uh, so anyway, guys, I appreciate it. I'm gonna try and get something done. Probably not going to. We're gonna attempt to. Maybe, maybe not. Anyways, we'll catch you guys later. I don't know, maybe I'll start doing this a little more regular. Try to do it when I don't have things pending, or maybe doing a live work thing on something I actually enjoy working on. I don't enjoy working on this, so it's not fun to watch me. A lot of probably bad language and tools being thrown, but maybe something else. Anyways, we'll see you guys later. Have a good night.